I can't see a thing.
Gonna get to it. This week on Life as an Artist, I've been working on this piece behind me. If you want to find out how I did it, continue watching. Alright, welcome back guys. Yesterday I made the frame that you can see here, or started working on it. It's had some cuts done and some cuts are missing. And it's Sunday, and my brother actually moved over from the UK about a month ago. Was it a month? He's nodding in the background. He hasn't eaten yet, so he's just about to munch on a salad. Yeah, so I'm gonna concentrate on finishing up with this frame, and he's probably gonna have a go as well at giving me a hand. And we're just gonna basically crack on with this until it's completed, and hopefully by the end of the day it will be welded up and it'll look something like this in the background. I'm gonna jump right in. Let's begin. Okay, so I'm just stopping it because we've just improved the welding cap. But we're gonna crack on. We've done the first set of welds. Sean had a go as well. He was better at welding than I was, but it took him a while to start the arc. Huh? Gotta get to it. To take form. Come on, duck in, duck in. Hello, hello. We've just slightly rearranged it so the frame's a little bit simpler than the plan, but that's always what happens in these sort of processes. You kind of work as you go along. What did you call it a second ago?
Rapid development.
The RD phase. Yeah, so we're going to cut a little sidebar to go up here, weld that up, and then tackle this piece down here before finally finishing with the bottom section. The piece is really starting to come together, and I've noticed that my camera hasn't charged very much because it's suddenly gone to flashy red. Okay everyone, it's the final day on the project that I've been working on. I just need to talk about the backplate bits. So in the past I've made, this is looking at one of the other pieces that I've done, and you can see here as well. It's the way that it's going to be fastened to the wall in the future. So I've currently made 3 of them. They're a little bit bigger than the past. The thickness is slightly more, so they're a little bit difficult to actually bend. So you might be able to see it. I've actually put a cut in the corner, and then it's bent over a lot easier. So all 3 of these that I've made so far have this little notch cut out, and then as it's bent over, there's, yeah, it's super strong. Now I don't know what happened with the 4th one. Maybe I cut the metal slightly too much. But yeah, it snapped, and then I tried welding it up, and as I was filing it back to make it all nice and flush, it also snapped. So I've just got 1 more of them to make. So I've got to find some of the correct metal, the correct diameter. Or, there's a bunch of other metal that I can use. And then when the 4 pieces are done, I can mount them to the back, put the very last 2 cross beams in, and then the frame is completed, which I think should be achievable by the end of the day. So, I'm going to jump in with that. Okay everyone, so it's well, admittedly not entirely complete. The back pegs haven't yet been mounted, and I'm not sure that it doesn't require 1 or 2 more cross beams, maybe in this location here, because there's only really this part of the frame holding the entire weight of that curve that's going to come across there. But I'm quite happy with it, and yeah, it was a bit of a it was a bit more challenging than I expected. I burnt myself several times, which I haven't quite done before, but I kept forgetting which bits were hot when I'm mounting it on the wall and pressing it with my thumb, and then I've yeah, toasted it a little bit. But the yeah, the general aesthetics there, and it's looking really nice. I think when this is completed, the string work, it's going to be, you know, something quite unique that I've not yet managed to do. Like, there are some bigger pieces that I've done in the past, but lately I've been focusing on much smaller work, and this is really pushing the boundaries of the current processes that I'm using, which is these frameless pieces, just substrate metal welded up and then incorporated into the surface, and that becomes you know, like an internal structure. And this is really like pushing that that process to its limits. So I've quite enjoyed being able to do that, and we'll see what happens when I start putting the surface onto it. I might actually wrap some metal wire around these protrusions, because the string's going to kind of form an arch between each protrusion, and I don't want it to kind of pull back on itself. So if there's a bit of wire wrapped around it up to the point that I want the string to touch, and I spot weld, you know, just a drop of weld on the back to hold that wire in place, that'll give it some structure for the string to cling to. But I will describe all this kind of next week and explain what's going to happen as I progress with the surface. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again next week. Okay, bye then.